I just got back from hanging out with my friend, Levi Allen. Just realized I gotta add this to my vlog.
Yeah, what's up?
Levi Allen.
It is cold here, man.
British Columbia. Jewel of the Okanagan, but also really cold right now. He is an incredible young filmmaker. And he's working on a new series on these people that do these crazy highline slack lines. And he was in town, and so we went for lunch. And a lot of what we talked about was making an independent living from the things you create. And it's interesting, you know, I'm 36, he's 22, but we're both at a very similar stage in that this past year was our first year kind of going independent, making an independent living from the things we create. He makes films, I make digital products like software and online training, but there's a lot of similarities. And I wanted to share 3 lessons that came up during our conversation. The first thing is that if you are a solo business person, you need to have a revenue pipeline. You need to have something every month that's generating enough money for you to live on. And I think one of the mistakes I made this past year is for 6 months, I just did a ton of exploration and kind of creative things that I just needed to get out of my system. But in retrospect, I should have been working on building the products and kind of leading up to the launches that were actually going to provide the income for the business. And I didn't really start doing that until June. So I spent 6 months not doing anything that related directly to earning revenue. Revenue is the lifeline of your business. And so really, you need to be thinking about that all the time. How am I going to earn revenue next month? And what do I need to do today to make sure that happens? The second thing that came up is this old business idea of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And to self-evaluate where your business falls in those categories. And so, for example, for Levi, one of his strengths is that he's young, he doesn't have kids, he doesn't have a mortgage, so his costs are quite low. Another one of his strengths is he just hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers this year. And the opportunity is he thinks he could hit 100,000. It's also important to think about the threats to your business. And one I think that solopreneurs don't consider enough is the idea that they could get sick. When the whole business is reliant on you, if you get sick, the business doesn't run. So one of the ways you can counteract that threat is to save up 3 months worth of expenses. So every once in a while, go through that exercise. Think about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And you want to leverage the strengths and the opportunities, and you want to minimize and counteract the weaknesses and the threats. And the last thing we talked about was funnels. And basically, a funnel is a marketing idea, which is at the top of the funnel, you have all the people visiting your website or your YouTube channel. And then the next stage is, people signing up for your email list or subscribing to your YouTube channel. And at the end is somebody becoming a customer. And so usually it looks like this. It kind of narrows down from a bunch of people down to, a small group of people who are willing to take out their wallets and pay you for something you've created. One thing that people don't consider is how big the top of your funnel has to be if you are targeting different audiences. If your audience is consumers, and in particular 11-year-olds who play Minecraft, the top of your funnel, the number of people you need to have visiting your YouTube channel or visiting your website needs to be in the millions. So PewDiePie,
My name is PewDiePie.
and Sunday, and all of these people who have built a business off that, they need to have millions and millions of viewers visiting their YouTube channel every day in order for that to work, because they're getting paid through YouTube ads, which are, pennies a view. They're getting paid through brand deals, and the brands only care about you if you have millions of views, etc. So they need to optimize for millions of people at the top of their funnel. Whereas someone like me, a lot of my customers are businesses. So the top of my funnel can be a lot smaller. I could have 1,000 people going to my YouTube channel, and 100 of them could become customers, but because they're paying so much for the services and products I'm providing them, I don't need as many people at the top, and I don't need as many people who actually become customers, if that makes sense. And so think about that before you get into a business or before you choose a particular kind of customer, how big of a funnel you're going to need at the top. If you're B2B, business to business, your funnel at the top can be a lot smaller than if you're trying to be the next Casey Neistat. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to just jump on here and record a quick video just because it was so fun hanging out with Levi. For sure, go and subscribe to Levi's channel. He's producing some amazing work right now, and his best work is ahead of him. So go check that out, and I'll see you next time I do a video. I think I slept on YouTube too long.
Yeah.
And one thing that worried me was Twitter was getting less, it might go away.
Yeah.
And so I put all this effort into Twitter, got 10,000 followers there, but I don't have anyone on YouTube or anywhere else.
Right.
And when I looked at where my family's spending time, my wife, my kids, it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Multiple, videos after videos every
Yeah.
day. And I'm like, if I'm gonna be anywhere, I gotta be there. So.
Sure.